Hi, everybody. We are live. So welcome to another Coffee with Ksenia. I know we missed one last week because of everything that's happening in the world, but today I decided to stay on track with what we have scheduled, and I'm here to help you and to serve you and to become better photographers and better business owners. And today I'll wait for a couple more people to join us. So welcome everybody who's joining on Instagram and on YouTube. If you guys have any questions, please leave them to the end of the stream because I'll be talking to you about the topic of today. I'm going to tell you exactly what we're going to be talking about today in a few minutes. And then after that, I'm happy to take any questions. So thank you so much for joining me live. I love being here with you and having this like informal conversations with other photographers. My name is Ksenia Pro. I'm a photography educator, and welcome to my live series Coffee with Ksenia. Here we talk all about photography, the business of photography, and I'm also teaching you how to make 5K a month or more being a photographer and how to get eventually fully booked. So today we're going to talk about the topic of the day, right? And it's a little tricky. So understand what exactly you should do to book more clients for your photography business. And today we're going to be talking about one thing, and it's niching down. So the topic of today, if you phrase it differently, why do you need to niche down to become more profitable as a photography business? Okay. So by niching down, what does it mean exactly? Because you've heard this phrase a lot of times probably, and some of you may not fully understand what it means exactly. So niching down, I mean focusing on one thing or one main genre of photography, for example, so you can best known in that genre, because it's so much easier to promote yourself when you actually have a specialty and when people know what you can deliver, like this specific thing. Okay. So in this live, we're not going to be talking about how to pick your niche or what you should pick exactly. However, if you have any questions, if you have any certain questions for me, you can leave them to the end and I'll help you figure it out. But we're not going to be talking about it too much. And also, we're not going to be talking about how to be profitable and how to structure your business or anything like that. But just a general idea why it's good to niche down. It may not work for everybody, but for most photographers, I guarantee 100% you'll see better results once you pick your niche, you pick your genre, you pick your style, and you stick to it. Okay. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. So what are the benefits? What exactly you're going to achieve if you niche down? Okay. And Winston says, excited for this topic. Oh, thank you very much. I love that. Actually, you guys, why don't you send me comments if you're watching this live as a recording, for example? Just make sure to comment and ask me questions for the next topics for this type of lives, okay? Because I do have some topics in mind. I have a whole plan, right? So many things we can talk about, but I would love to hear from you and something that's maybe more relevant for you today. So please make sure to comment under this video when the live is posted on YouTube. You can send me suggestions on Instagram as well. So I'm always happy to help. All right, so let's talk about the benefits of niching down. So first of all, when you have a niche, most likely, okay, highly likely that niche is exactly what you love doing in terms of photography. So basically, you doing either what you love the most or what you know the most. So you're an expert in that niche. It's so easy for you to do those things because this is what you love doing and this is what you're best at. So this is the best place to be, because you're doing what you love, people pay you money for this, and you feeling happy because you get to be creative and you get to do exact things that you've been dreaming to do, that you would do for free, let's put it that way, but except you're getting paid for that. So other thing is you're gonna be known for that one genre, one style ideally. So you can get best at that thing. So you're going to practice more within that genre. For example, so if you're a wedding photographer, you do mostly weddings. So 100% you're going to get better at shooting weddings by doing more weddings, right? Does it make sense? Same thing if you're a product photographer and if you do more product photography on a consistent basis, You're going to get better at product photography no matter how much you suck in the beginning. You learn by practicing and repetition and by focusing on that one genre. Okay, that's just a given. Number three, your marketing is going to get so much easier because you finally will be able to pin down one type of client that you're working with that need that exact genre, that service. For example, for product photography, you can target mostly businesses and brands, and maybe you're doing like a specific type of photography. You can go, for product photography for cosmetics, for example, and that's going to be your kind of like your specialty. So you can target those type of clients, and all of a sudden, marketing is going to get so much more streamlined in terms of who you're talking to, what type of images you need to show, what type of message you need to send. So all of these things are important, and it just gives you less headache, and also it's going to make it easier for you to grow and to see the response to your marketing efforts, because you finally, find the platform and the niche and the audience who are actually interested in what you're selling. Okay. So like I said, it's much easier to figure out your ideal or your dream client when you're working within one niche, because you know exactly what kind of person, what type of client you're going to be talking to through your marketing, through your social media, through even sending emails to your email list. Like, it's all tied to that one ideal dream client. Okay. Also, you will be able to charge more. And hear me out. Okay, I'm not saying that people who do different type of genres should not charge as much, but it's easier when you specialize in one niche and you're seen as the go-to photographer for that specific niche. It's just easier to charge more than most people who may collect, dabble, do a little bit of portraits, do a little bit of product photography. They have a few landscapes. So even from the consumer point of view, right, your client, it looks like they're not serious about either of them. They may be good at all of them. And I'm not saying like you're better than them just because you do this one thing. It may not be the case. However, the way it's presented to the outside world, it will look like you know what you're talking about because you only do this thing, So you must really know what you're doing, and you should know what you're doing. That's the whole point, right? It's not just like, you cannot just go and name yourself, let's say, nighttime photographer when you only like worked, did like a couple nighttime pictures last week, and all of a sudden you're just a nighttime photographer. No, there should be like a learning curve, and then at some point you just like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what I love to do. I think I want to learn more about this. So you just create your specialty for yourself, and I want you to base it on education and experience as well. That's important. However, again, the more you specialize in one area, right, the higher chances that you're going to be best at that one area compared to somebody else who simply doesn't have time to dedicate to learning product photography because they do portrait photography and they do landscape photography, and you do like a little bit of portrait. They have like 2 projects a year maybe, or like 1 project a month, for example. It's not the same as if you like taking product pictures on a consistent basis couple times a week. You hear what I'm saying? Okay. So that's why when you're a specialist, especially if you're a good specialist, and you should be, you can charge much more than somebody else who doesn't have a specialty. Whoops. The phone just fell. Okay. So I see some of the questions on Instagram. So like I said, let's keep all the questions to the end of this live stream. If you can hang out with me for another 20 minutes or so, I will be answering all of the questions. I don't want to stop in the middle of the presentation. Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So like I was saying, once you have a specialty, it's so much easier to charge more than most because you will be seen as the specialist. So think about, for example, you want to get the plastic surgery done, right? And you have this, I don't know, you want to like fix your nose for some, and it's such an important thing for you, right? So you don't want to go just any plastic surgeon. You'll probably go to the plastic surgeon who knows, who works with, like, maybe they have similar cases, or who have worked, because general plastic surgeon can do so many things, right? They work with body, they work with face, work with different things. However, if you want your nose job to be just right, you would go to the plastic surgeon who specializes in this particular nose type of nose jobs, because they might have like different, I don't know all the details. This is just an example. And also, you will probably be ready to pay more for that one plastic surgeon who knows exactly how you want to do things, and it will be highly likely they will deliver the results that you're expecting. Okay, does it make sense? You'll be ready to pay more if you will have more assurance that you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. And that's very important. That's the idea I want you to understand. Okay. And also, if you do charge more per session, if you get more money paid per client, guess what? You don't need to book as many clients in a month, for example, in a week, to make the same type of the same type of income that you're hoping for. Or even if you book more than what you normally do, right? Or like what you regularly do, you just make more money. So it's a win-win situation, right? So long story short, if you have a specialty, if you have a niche, and you can charge more per client, so you can book less clients, and you can get to the point when you're making 5K a month or more and get fully booked faster, because you need to have less clients, and it's easier to find less clients, right? However, it's debatable, right? Because you need to find less clients who would pay more. So at some point you would just step out into a different market, and that's scary, and that transition is not easy. However, and it may not be done overnight. Like, you will not have an overnight success unless you did all the work before that to jump over there. However, it needs to be done, and a lot of things are mostly in your head. So that's all I can tell you. All right, so again, today we're going to talking about why you should niche down and how to niche down. Okay, so let's go to the how to niche down. So I want you to pick the niche that you either love the most or you're just best at that niche. For example, you may love, fashion portraits as a genre, but you're really best at, for example, wedding photography. So you can either do both, or you can pick one of them depending like how comfortable you are, because you can or you may love like a lot of different genres, so it's hard for you to pick, right? So you enjoy doing all of the different projects. So pick the one that you know the best, that you had the most experience with, or you have more clients coming and asking for that one thing, right? So you're best known for one genre already. You just need to mainstream it a little bit more through your marketing, through your social media, through just like the way you book the sessions, and where you focus your time and energy. Okay, because that's important. Where you focus, that's usually grows much faster than the other things. And I'm not saying you have to quit doing all of the other things. You can still do them, but just don't talk about them as much, and don't spend as much of your time and your focus on those other areas of your photography business, because eventually, most likely, a lot of the things will just, you will not be doing them anymore. Okay. So how to niche down again. So first, I want you to figure out how to be different in your marketplace. So if it comes from the heart, you would just pick what you love doing or what you're best at, like I said. However, you need to see what other photographers around you doing, and maybe there's something that's missing. For example, in your city, in your local area, somebody's not doing the thing. And ideally, if somebody's not doing the thing that you love doing and you're best at, this is like the answer to the question, where is my niche? So this is exactly that. So for example, in my area, it's like 5 years ago, there was a lot of portrait photographers, a lot of wedding photographers. There was a few fashion photographers, right? But I didn't see anybody who did, the glamour type of portraits on the level that I wanted to do for everyday people and for people who may not look like supermodels right off the bat, right? So it's like an extensive work with posing, styling, editing, all of that. That's what I love doing, that I was pretty good at. So that was my niche, right? So you can look at you have an understanding of what other photographers are doing in your area and see what's missing maybe. Or maybe there are clients who are asking for certain type of things and they come to you for some reason. So sometimes the answer is not in your head, it may be in your clients' heads, okay? So listen carefully to all what people are saying around you, especially people who are, if they contacting you for a photo shoot, just see how they finding you and why they're making the decision to work with you, because there may be an answer there. Okay. Also, once you figure out kind of like what type of niche you want to go for, I want you to start scheduling portfolio photo shoots for that niche, especially if you don't have a lot of, strong portfolio representing you, or maybe you've had some pictures, but they were done like 5 years ago, and your photography is evolving. You're not the same. So you're doing different things now. So I want you to schedule a few portfolio shoots just for yourself, so you don't have the pressure to deliver to somebody who paid you money for your work. Okay. Because the idea here is going not from what the client wants, but we kind of like feeding the client the idea of how things could be done. So this is your, like, if you look at the magazines, for example, that's your editorial photography, right? So the magazine is showing you how you could potentially style this outfit, for example, right? And then the people who read the magazine, the women, right, they're like, ooh, this is nice. I'm actually going to do the same thing. So the same thing goes with photography. You show them, okay, this is the picture, the type of picture that I can create for you. This is how it's done. Do you like it? And they're like, yes, I love it. And they come to you like, I want the same thing. And you probably notice that a lot of people, well, now it's so easy to, with like everything being online on the internet, on social media, they would come to you with a whole either Pinterest board or a couple screenshots from Instagram, like, I want this and that. So it's easier for them to shop for images now because, they just show you examples. However, I'm not saying that we need to copycat each other. That's not the point. Again, you could for your client, but ideally for your portfolio, I want you to create something a little bit original, so you can take some ideas here and there. There's, there was no right or wrong in this, but try to create something that you actually like. So it's not just copycatting somebody and like doing the same type of pictures. So again, you need to start building, refreshing, revamping portfolio so you have more images in that genre that you're trying to like niche down in. Because sometimes you would have like, you might have a great portfolio, but for example, somebody is asking you, so have you done any headshots of male SEOs in their 70s? And you're like, shoot, I don't have any. So if that's who you're trying to work with, so that should be your portfolio. Hope you understand what he's saying. And if you guys want to learn more about how to start making at least 5K a month and get fully booked eventually, I have a special announcement for you, because we decided to host a very special live event. It's free for everybody. It's online. It's going to be live streamed on my YouTube. It's called My Secret to Successful Photography Business, where I share my step-by-step system on how to actually get to the point when you start making at least 5K a month or more as a photographer and get fully booked. So the event will take place on March 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to have, it's like a live free masterclass. We'll be talking about my secret to successful photography business. And please come, bring your photography friends, spread the word for me. If you want to join me, please go to my Instagram at Ksenia Pro Education, and there's a link in my bio how to register for the event, and you will be sent all of the information, all the links how to join in your email. If you're watching from YouTube, go to my older videos, and there should be some links there in the description box as well, if you don't want to leave YouTube, for example. So I'll be happy to see you there, and make sure to spread the word and bring more friends, more photographers who can join our community. Okay, who's excited? Okay, let me see if we had any questions. We have more content though, but I want to see. Okay, okay, perfect. So Winston says that is so true. Not sure what it was about. Specialists are way better. They should provide a better, more tailored experience too. Exactly. Thank you very much. Because if you have more experience, if you know what you're doing, you provide not just better product, like the outcome, but also better experience, better service. Because like honestly, I can do maternity session in my sleep if I needed to, because I already know like the workflow, all the poses. I can experiment easily because I'm more confident in that genre because I've done so many maternity sessions and I work with so many different body types. And before that, I worked with so many women. I did a lot of boudoir sessions. So I know how to make anybody feel comfortable, even if they fully naked in front of me and they don't look their best in the moment. They trust me, so I know how to gain and how to build trust in between us, and the outcome is amazing as well. So that's where I want all of you to be as well. And in order to do that, it's hard to do it for every photography genre, right? So you need to pick like one lane, what that's going to be your main lane. You still can do like other things on the side, and we're going to talk about it a little bit today. But you should be known for one kind of like specialty. That's ideal. Okay. So let's get back to, so first we pick the niche, right? Then we schedule more of the portfolio type of work so you can actually create better, bigger portfolio for that niche. Step number 3, I want you to start posting consistently images only related to niche. You can still post here and there something different, but the mainstream content should be around your specialty, around your niche. Okay. Same comes to other types of marketing, but especially on social media and the way your portfolio looks, because your Instagram, let's be honest, your Instagram in most cases is your portfolio, because this is where people look for you. They look at your website and your Instagram, depending on which order. Sometimes they find you on your Instagram and they look at your website next, or sometimes you can find your website and they check out you on Instagram. That's why your Instagram and your website have to be somewhat cohesive and they have to tell the same type of story. So again, it's related to your niche, right? I want you to get better at that one genre. So while you're still working on your portfolio, you may not be best at that genre yet. You may love it very much, but you may suck at first. And that's okay, because it's only temporarily. As long as you're willing to learn and to practice and to put good work in that one direction, you will get better. I mean, unless, I don't know. Anybody can get better at anything, especially at something that you already like and you already have been doing for years. You just need to specialize in like one genre of photography, for example. Also, I want you to switch out your social media content. We're going to talk about like posting more consistently, not just the images, but also the message that you're sending through your social media. So it could be on your stories, it could be on your reels. Just make sure that the messaging, that it's cohesive with your niche. So for example, if you're doing product photography, not only you posting the pictures of products on your Instagram, for example, you're also talking to your client who is interested in product photography. So educating them, for example, like which colors to choose for the backdrop for product pictures for your Amazon account or something like that. So think about the questions they may ask, and you're an expert, so you can help them with certain things, even through your Instagram social media posts, okay? Also, I want you to switch out your website images, especially the ones on the main page. They have to reflect what you're best known in, so your niche, right? So if before, and a lot of photography websites would have 10 different categories in your, or there would be, my favorite is, you have the menu and there's like portfolio, you go to portfolio and there's like 10 different folders within the portfolio. I'm like, where am I looking right now? Like, what's going on? And then inside that, you click portraits and there will be another 5 items like seniors, and then there's weddings, and there's like, and you're like, oh my god, I'm already lost. I don't want to be at the website anymore. So make sure that it's easy to find, easy to understand, very streamlined. Pick like 10 or less best images to put on the main page. That's going to be like the highlights of what you do, and it has to be related to your niche, okay? And also, see, like I said, like this is your mainstream, right? Your niche. For example, you want to specialize in product photography in cosmetics industry, for example, but you also love doing product photography for something else. And also you love doing branding photography for brands, for example. So it's not just products. You like working with people, and you can take like location pictures. So like interior photography, for example, I'm just saying. So those could be your satellite services, right? So your main service is product photography for businesses and brands, but you do also offer branding photography and, I don't know, architecture photography, something like that. Same thing for portraits, for example. So we're talking mostly about portrait photography. I don't know why I'm giving you product photography examples. For example, if you specialize in senior portraits, right? But you could also add the portraits for like engaged couples and maybe family photography, because the senior could be, a part of the family and the family photo shoot at some point. And also you can do, engagement photography once they get like a little bit older. Well, senior, well, it's going to take a moment for them to get older and get engaged. But anyways, you can do school photography, for example. So you can do senior photography and like, school portraits, for example. Or also you can even offer headshots for kids who are like actors, or I mean, some kids also have their own brand right now, teens, I mean. So it could be related. It could be either related in that stage of the life that you have your client in, or you can target a certain type of client, but they could be at different stages of their life. So for example, for me, I mostly work and like target all of my marketing to women, but they could be at different stages of their life, right? So my mainstream is maternity, but I also I do branding photography. And oftentimes the same client would come to me for a maternity session. And maybe in a year, a couple years from now, if they starting or they like rebranding their own brand or business, they would come back to me for branding pictures. So technically it's the same client, it's just different type of stage in their life or a different type of role that they're playing right now. And also I'm offering mommy and me sessions for they had a baby, and then I offer, the continuous service for them and family sessions. So this is just as an example. Okay. And I also do offer magazine style portraits. So I think my mainstream is like maternity, magazine style, and branding. These are the three big ones. Maternity being the bigger one because I have the most client in, and that's what I'm known for. But I'm known for my style too. So for me, it's not just the genre, but it's the type of photography, the type of editing and all that, and how I pose. So people already know about that. And then I offer like smaller satellite services like mommy and me session or family session, which I don't do that many, but it's just continuous service for the clients who already came to my studio. Okay, so now I'm going to be open for your questions, and let me see if you have any questions here. We had some on Instagram, so let me go back real quick. All right, so we have, let's see, Frame the Future. Hi. So he's asking, who are potential clients for branding pictures and what type of business? I mean, you should ask yourself, who do you want to work with? Because, or which, in your area, what are the main types of business? So I do work with a lot of small business owners, and what tends to come to me specifically, because like I do certain type of style of the images, is mostly female entrepreneurs. They're around in their 40s usually, so like 35 to like 45 years old. This is my niche, and a lot of them are in women or female oriented businesses. So it could be fashion, style, cosmetics, or it could be something like coaching business or things like that. So those people tend to gravitate to me and my style of work. For you, it could be different. And again, maybe you already worked with someone who you really loved and enjoyed their project. So that could be your image of an ideal client, right? So that's how it works. You kind of you have to try working with different businesses, different brands, and see what you actually enjoy working with the most, and maybe focus on those type of clients. But for branding pictures, it's not necessarily businesses. So again, like what we call business, okay, it could be a local business that they have employees and they have the physical location, or they service the area, right? So it could be like a small to mid-sized businesses. It could be also one person show, just like me and you. It could be another, self-employed person. They do have a business, they do have a brand, but they don't have the whole, the whole thing, the location and things like that. But they still need beautiful pictures especially if they're online present, 100% they would need pictures. There will be some brands who just starting out, who looking for, to start off of the right foot and have beautiful images for their website and social media. I do get to work with a lot of mostly women who start their own brands, and they realize that they need to actually, represent their brand online. And also, so branding goes hand in hand with the headshots as well. A lot of people would come to you asking for headshots, but they actually need more of a branding photo shoot, and they just don't know the difference, or they don't know branding photo shoot is a thing and like what it is. So your job is to educate them, so you can actually, by educating them, you can actually upgrade them from like just simple headshots to more of a branding photo shoot. That's what I've been doing. I've been talking to a lot of people just lately, last couple of weeks, doing exact that. They like come for headshots, and they're like, I just need a couple pictures for my website. Okay, let's talk about it. Like, what do you need? Oh, I need this, and that. I'm like, yeah, that's not headshots. It's more like a branding photo shoot. So you need a variety of shots. And also, what I was gonna say, what type of businesses? Okay, so that depends on your style, and you will just have to test it and see who you're working with and who you enjoy working with. Okay, and who really likes your style. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Oh, also what I wanted to say. So branding goes hand in hand with headshots. And also branding photography does not need to be targeted to somebody who owns a business. They could be in a corporate job, or they could be just like even starting their career. Branding is not just business branding, it's actually personal branding as well. So every person is a brand, especially if they're trying to make themselves, make something out of themselves in the corporate world. They need like good representation of, their portfolio and what their skill set and all of that. And part of it is images as well. So it could be, again, it could be just the headshots, or it could be full branding photo shoot, and they may need either. Okay, so your job is figure it out and do your best to help your clients to figure it out, because this is just a collaborative process. You have to talk to your client and see what's the best solution for them and help the best. Okay, so Jay Winner says, thanks for your videos, helping a lot. Yep, I'm here to help you save the life so we can rewatch it later. I think all of the lives are posted on my YouTube, so you can definitely rewatch it. By the way, if you're watching it in the recording, later on in the replay, make sure to write me a comment. Thank you so much on watching the replay. That was very helpful. So that's going to make me very happy. And I'm going to create more of these videos because I'm going to be more motivated. And also you're going to help more people to find these type of content. Okay. So Frame the Future is also asking, when learning and doing collabs, how many collabs or free work is needed until I start getting booked? Well, again, this is the question for you, not for me. So we're doing collabs. By doing more or less collabs, there's no guarantee that they're going to get booked. Okay. So by doing collaborations, it depends how you do them. Okay. So that's the big why. So by just getting together with a friend and taking pictures, you may not see results as fast as, for example, if you book a collaboration with a well-known person in that specific niche in your area who has a lot of either followers or just they have a lot of influence and they know people in the area. So when those people see their images, they will ask who was the photographer. You know what I'm saying? So you can do less and start getting booked faster if you do it right. But also your work has to reflect, like if you're doing a lot of collabs, but you're not doing a good job and your pictures are not improving, or they're not targeting the right type of client, which we talked about it when you're trying to niche down, you can do as many as you like, but you're just wasting your time, basically. You're just having fun, okay? If you are serious about growing your business, then what you need to do, you need to strategically find the people or the businesses or the brands, depending which niche, but for branding photography, for example, specifically find those people who own brands, who need those images so they would be interested in collaborating with you, but also who are your potential dream clients, if possible, or somebody who at least looks like your dream client, right? They may not have the money right now, but at least like on the outside, when you do the project for them, that's going to look like that you did it for somebody very established. Okay. So that's my tip of the day. So let me see. Any other questions? Okay. So Carenti is asking, is it embarrassing to message clients again for shooting? Well, it depends how you ask. So what do you mean exactly? Just to message them and ask, hey, are you ready for a photo shoot? Um, I mean, unless they are, so, okay. Hold on, let me figure it out. I see another comment, but let me figure it out. So if you're asking about, is it embarrassing to just message people offering your services? No, it's not. It just depends how it's done and when it's done. If it makes sense for them, to do another photo shoot, then of course outreach. Okay, if you just done a shoot 2 weeks ago for their business and they're like, hey, when we're gonna work again, that's probably not going to be very fruitful or very reasonable to do so. However, if it's been a year, you worked with a brand, for example, for a branding photo shoot, it's been a year, okay, and you're just reaching out, hey, I really enjoyed working with you last year, just wanted to see if you need any updated images for your business or your website. I'm here, happy to help. Or if they opened a new location, for example, like, hey, I see that you opened a new location, congratulations, let me know if you guys need pictures of that new location, if they didn't reach out by themselves, for example. And also what you can do with your past clients, if it's like a family type of photo shoot, or like I do maternity sessions, right? So I always ask, hey, you're doing maternity session. Now we started offering newborn sessions. I'm not doing those, actually partnered with newborn and baby photographer. So she's doing the newborn pictures. I know how to do newborn pictures, but it's not my specialty. Again, it's not something I enjoy or am best at. So I decided not to do that. So I'm asking my maternity clients, hey, are you ready to book your newborn session? I know, you do soon. So that seems logical, right? So it's reasonable. Same thing. Once the baby is maybe like 6 months old, I could reach out and offer them mommy and me photography. And oftentimes you can do direct outreach works, especially in the beginning, because you don't have like a lot of following. So you may not have like consistent inquiries from just posting on social media and things like that. So you may need to get in touch with your clients directly. And the direct line of communication is more effective just because they already had experience with you, so they have somewhat emotional attachment to what you've done for them if you did a great job, and it's harder for them to say no, especially if they want to do the photo shoot. They just procrastinating and they can't schedule it for some reason. Okay, hope that answers your question. Asking them to shoot again, yeah, just make sure you're asking the right person at the right time, because if you just ask on the 1st of January, hey, are you ready to book a photo shoot, they may not, like, there's a likely the answer is what the heck, right? But if there's a certain life event that's coming up for them, or it's been a while, just reach out and don't ask directly, hey, do you want to book a photo shoot? I need the money tomorrow, so let's book a photo shoot. You should ask, hey, just wanted to reach out. I really love I'm reaching to all of my past clients. I really loved working with you last year. Just wanted to see if you had any questions or if you needed my help with anything. Maybe update them on something. Hey, I just moved to the new studio and I offer this, and that. Because not everybody, let's be honest, not everybody's following your life journey, what's happening in your studio, especially if they're not following you on social media. So, or if you're not posting on social media, because a lot of you guys, you probably your clients don't know most of the things that's happening in your life or in your photographer life. Okay. So Angeline Broman is asking, if sending out for a shoot model call to build your niche portfolio as a beginner, what is acceptable to offer them for their time? Just offer them the images. Just figure out how many you can actually deliver. So maybe offer them in my official model agreement. So again, it depends. You're a beginner photographer, right? You said as a beginner photographer. Yeah, just offer them the image. You can offer even them with all of the full gallery of unedited. You can do just Lightroom edit in that and just give it to them if you want to. So at this point, especially in the beginning, it's not so much about making money. You can make money in the process. There's no wrong with that. So you can offer them maybe 3 to 5 images for free and the rest you can sell. But again, it depends how well what kind of experience you can provide for them, how, confident you are in the outcome that they're going to receive, right? So that's how, if you're a beginner photographer, offer them at least 5 images for their time, because there's the chance you can produce 5 good images, right? So don't offer them like 100 pictures they're going to look amazing, because it may not be the case, especially in the beginning. However, you can just say like, I'll send you as many pictures as we can get, and then you're going to have like the access to your gallery. So you're not going to be making money off of that transaction. However, make sure they sign the model release form, and giving you the permission to use the images for your social media, for your website, and so on. So that's going to be fair. But again, if you want to make money in the process, and if you're confident in doing those, so you can offer them, hey, so this model calls, so I'm not charging you for the photo shoot. I'm actually giving you like a few images for free. However, if you want to, order more images from me, it's going to be this much. Okay. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. Okay. So let me see. There's one more question on the Instagram. So Frame the Future says, thanks a lot for the guidance. When I relocate, do I have to start building connections again with the same collaboration? Yes. When you relocate, you have to, because your network is gold, and this is what helps you grow. However, if you already have a portfolio from previous location, it's much easier to first get those collabs, especially with more established people in your area, because they already see that you can do good work for them. So it's highly likely that they're going to say yes to what you're trying to offer. And you can grow faster this way. So that's the shortcut that you can take. However, it's still like you have to start everything from the beginning, basically. But it is much easier when you already have portfolio that's somewhat established. You have beautiful brand, beautiful website. It's just your zip code changed, right? So you just need to find new local people who want to work with you. So that's all. Okay. That's great. Thank you. You're welcome. Any more questions? We have 5 more minutes, you guys. I'm here with you. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting for your questions, I wanted to invite you to my live free event that's going to happen on March 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And at that event, I'm going to teach you a step-by-step strategy on how to start making 5K a month or more and get fully booked as a photographer. In the event, the live, basically it's going to be YouTube live. It's called My Secret to Successful Photography Business. So I'm happy to share all of my insights, and we're actually collecting some of the information from you as well. So we custom create the content for you, so you can start, getting more successful in your photography business. So also, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram at Ksenia Pro Education, make sure to do so, because this is where I communicate with you. I answer questions, ask you questions, and this is where I post all of the announcement about any live events that we're doing. So normally I go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The time may differ, but it's usually afternoon in the Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to follow me at Ksenia Pro Education. If you're interested, just like follow along my journey and see what's happening in my life and then in my photography studio. I have my kind of like account that's for clients, but I post some things from my personal life as well. It's Ksenia Pro Photo. Some of you may already know. So I have 2 Instagram accounts now. And make sure to find me on YouTube. I have a lot of videos that people find helpful. On YouTube, just search for Ksenia Pro Photography and you will find my videos. Okay. Frame the Future says, thank you very much. You're very welcome. This is what I'm here for. And my goal is to help you become a better photographer and a better business owner, so we can all grow as a community together and build beautiful businesses together, and so that we can help others more. Because once you have that excess of income, especially, you feel more free and you can actually do things that you're more passionate about. And some of those things, I don't know how about you guys, but I'm passionate a lot of those things that I can make profit off of, like helping other photographers. I mean, I can make profit off of that, but some of the charity things that I'm passionate about, and just some of the work that cannot be seen as much, but you need the resources to do that. Even it could be just like as simple as helping a friend, or it could be more, bigger, as helping the world. Okay. So no matter like what you're passionate about, if you don't have the resources, it's very hard to do so, because yours, the only resource that you might own is your time. And a lot of us, let's be honest, we don't even own that sometimes, especially if you're working for somebody else, 9 to 5, and you're not making a lot of money. That's very hard to do anything else with your time, because your time is taken. Okay. So, and the time is the most expensive resource, because it cannot be replicated anymore, and you cannot get more of your time. Okay. because you only have so much of the time left, depending on where you are in your life. Okay. So Jay Winner is asking, what bothers you the most with new models you work with, bad poses, etc., and how to handle it without being mean? Well, I don't think my clients don't annoy me, first of all. And so you asking with new models, like, are you trying to build a portfolio with models like who are professional models or with just clients? I don't want you to be annoyed with your clients because it's not their job to know how to pose. Okay. I want you to understand that. They came to you, you're the professional photographer. It's your job to know how the pose should look like on camera. And it's your job to know if your client can actually do that pose or if another pose will be more flattering for them. Okay. So don't be annoyed with your clients. That's not a good way of looking at things. If you are looking for model calls and you need someone, like, for example, posing is not your strong side just yet. So, but you need beautiful portfolio and you're looking for some of the people who kind of know how to pose, then just look for those people because, work with maybe somebody who's like active on Instagram, they take a lot of pictures, so they somewhat know how to pose. So again, it's on you to pick the people who know how to pose if you need to build portfolio without doing too much work. Okay. So it doesn't, what annoys me sometimes is people who disorganize, so who could be late, or who didn't hear my instructions, for example. But again, it's like just it comes like there's no right or wrong, right? So there's always a communication. And when you're communicating with someone, you're in control of the communications as well. It's not just the other person who didn't hear you. It's you who did not repeat yourself to make sure the other person didn't hear you. Hope that makes sense. So anything that could annoy you or you can blame other people for, the root of the problem is usually about communication, okay? Or you just didn't make the right choice when you were trying to work with somebody. Okay, hope that makes sense. But if you had like a specific question or specific situation, just let me know. Okay. So how do you also plan for buying new gear? Good question, because I don't plan really. Well, I don't need a lot of gear that I need to, but for me, a lot of it is for you as well. A lot of gear is emotional buy. But for me, it's not like as big of a deal because I can afford it. So it's not compared to my income, for example, I can afford it, right? If your income is not steady or it's on the lower side, then you can plan for a year maybe and give yourself somewhat of a budget and say, hey, so I'm planning to make, I don't know, $50,000 of my photography business this year. And I want to, I want to update my camera. So it's going to be about $4,000. So there's going to be 10%, almost 10% off of your yearly income, right? So you can plan for that. Or just see from your past, you've been doing photography for a few years, for example, how much on average in a year you spend in gear. Okay. And by gear, I don't mean just, it could be gear and equipment, right? So not just your camera or lenses, because once you get to a certain point, you don't really need to invest that much because we already have a kit that's going to last you for years, unless you decide that you need the newest and the bestest thing, and or you need like everything, right? So there's no limit on how much gear you can own. But it also comes to like studio lights, and sometimes something breaks, right? And even just like smaller things or things, like if you do studio photography, you might have backdrops like paper, seamless paper. It's disposable, so you have to, keep buying it over and over again. Again, depending how many photo shoots you're doing, and just see on average how often do you need to buy those things, so you can start planning for the years, the months to come, right? But again, the more sessions you do, the more often things will break, and all those things. So I don't really plan. Maybe it's a bad thing, maybe it's a good thing, but I can certainly look at the history and just like see how much I've been spending on average per month or per year in gear and equipment. But if you are, if you know that you're still building your kit of your gear, your equipment, see what's missing, how much it costs, and maybe spread it out, and see how much money you need to actually make in your business to justify that, right? Because getting new gear not necessarily will bring you more money in your photography business. It's not directly correlated, right? So it's more of it's make it easier for you, or you can do more things with it. But it's not necessarily. We already talked about it. There was another live a couple weeks ago when we talked about like which camera to buy. Like, do I need like the best camera in the world to be the best photographer? And the answer is no. And there's no guarantee that you're going to make more money if you have better camera. Correct? Okay. Okay, any other questions from you guys? Okay, let me know if we have any more questions. And I'm gonna let you go in a couple more minutes because I actually have a call with my students in like 8 minutes to be exact. So last thing again, join me for my very special live event, my secret to successful photography business, where I'm going to share my step-by-step system and strategy, how to start making at least 5K a month or more and get fully booked as a photographer. So that's going to happen on March 10th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. To register, make sure to follow my link in bio on my Instagram account at Ksenia Pro Education. Or if you are watching from YouTube, just go to some of my past videos, maybe from last week, 100%. You will find that link there as well to register. I'll be happy to see you there. And again, fill out the form, the registration form, and send us your questions if you have any. So I will be able to address some of those questions during that live. And also make sure to comment under this video if you're watching the replay. Ask your questions in the comments. Make sure to give me a thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, because this way the YouTube algorithm will see that I'm actually creating the videos that that are useful for you guys, and it's going to show this content to more photographers who need help. And especially if you think that these videos are useful, helpful to you, let's spread the word. Make sure to send the link to your photography friends. If you are inside some of the communities on Facebook, Instagram, make sure to share there as well. So I'll be happy to help as many people as we can, just so we can build a beautiful community together and help you become better photographers, better business owners, and grow together as an industry. Okay, thank you so much, Winsome. You're a regular, so love that. So I'll see you guys next time this Thursday at 3:30. Just follow me on Instagram at Ksenia Pro Education to follow all the updates and all of the announcements. And I'll see you then. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Okay.